Love your enemies. Jesus, you serious? You ever have someone get on your last nerves, do you so dirty, like talk bad about you, talk crazy to you, and feel like you want to throw these holy hands? But you got to keep in mind that Jesus says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 44, he says to love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Wait, what? Jesus, are you serious? Let's back up. Let me give you some context. When Jesus said this, he was talking to people who lived under Roman rule, meaning their enemies weren't just petty haters. They were oppressors, abusers, even executioners. And yet, Jesus didn't say, plot your revenge. He said, love them and pray for them. So the next time that you feel frustrated and you want to throw some hands, there are two things I want you to keep in mind. That love is an action. It's not a feeling. You see, Jesus isn't asking you to like your enemies. He's calling you to love them. And biblical love at that, it's not about feelings, it's about actions. It's treating people with grace even when they don't deserve it, just like how God treats us with grace. The second thing I want you to keep in mind is that prayer changes you before it changes them. Jesus also said to pray for them, not the Lord expose them immediately type of prayer or Lord smite them type of prayer. Not none of that, but real genuine prayer. Why? Because prayer doesn't change them, it changes you. It shifts your heart from bitterness to peace and it reminds you that God sees everything. You don't need to seek revenge when you trust that God's got it handled. So what is the challenge? How do we live this out? Matthew 5:4. I want you to think of one person this week who's wronged you. Instead of holding on to anger, pray for them this week. Not because they deserve it, they don't, but because Jesus did it for you. And if you're struggling, ask God to help you see them the way that he does. Because at the end of the day, grace is what changes hearts, not grudges. All right, fam? So this one's kind of tough, but it's real. Let's be different. Let's be Christ-like. I want you to drop some prayer hands in the comments if you're accepting this particular challenge. And remember, loving your enemies isn't about them. It's about showing him. See y'all in the next one. And always keep in mind to live Christ loud. Peace.